How old are you? 57.
You guys, I feel like Kody Brown was coming in hot. I keep wondering if they sat him down and said, Kody, we want you to say all of the ridiculous stuff you say on Sister Wives, except here it's not even going to make any sense at all. Yeah, I am talking about Special Forces Season 4, Episode 1. Of course, my main reason for watching was to see what Kody would do and say. So that's what we're going to talk about today, as well as I would like to talk about some of the teasers for the new season of Sister Wives, because I think they're a little bit unusual and kind of funny. But let's talk about Special Forces first. If you've never been here before, my name is Brittany and I'm a sucker for a reality show. I specifically started this channel because I wanted somewhere to go rant about Kody Brown and some of the Sister Wives. I've continued doing that for 3 years. If you've been here since the beginning, thank you. If you're new here, welcome. The one thing I took away from this was that Kody had a lot of talking heads, more than everyone else. At least that's what I thought. Maybe it's because that's what I was looking for, but Kody just seemed to say the most in this episode. I wondered if it was because he says the most ridiculous stuff or if he ends up leaving earlier in the season. I did wonder that crossed my mind. But honestly, I try to give Kody the credit where it's due. I try to be fair. He seemed to do really well physically. I mean, being 57 and so many of those people that were there were ex-athletes in their 30s, Kody seemed to hold his own. If he hadn't been running his mouth during those talking heads, I wouldn't have a darn thing to say at all. I'd be like, well, hey, look, Kody did well. But no, he was using his mouth and talking. So let's focus on the very first thing he said.
Okay, I'm going to say this at the risk of sounding sexist.
I'm just going to stop him right here already. We know he will say things at the risk of sounding sexist. He does it all of the time. He also sounds rude, unkind, like a bad father, like a bad husband, like a bad human, and he will just say whatever it is that he wants to say.
But I think men want to be respected, and women want to be loved. I don't care if you love me. I care if you respect me.
Oh, Kody. Don't worry about us loving you. Most of us don't even like you. He's definitely a hate watch. He has a way of making people not like him. I think he should let go of the dream of getting respect because he's not even doing that well. Now, I said I was going to give him the credit when he deserved it. He did a great job going out of the helicopter. He seemed to do well going up and down the hill and carrying things, so good for him. But he just continued on. It wasn't much because it's not like he is the star of the show, but he still seemed to have a way of saying something that he just didn't need to say. It had nothing to do with the show. Why was he even talking about women wanting to be loved and men wanting to be respected? What did that have to do with? Unless it's like I said, they sat there and they were like, hey, Kody, can you say the type of stuff you say on Sister Wives that makes everyone so angry? And maybe they did that. However, when he was doing the whole helicopter thing, they had a talking head where he mentioned being a man. Because that really is his entire identity at this point, is that he is a man. He needs respect. He does scary things.
To do hard things is to be good at being a man.
Just another moment where he needs to bring up masculinity, manliness. Yeah. There's women there that are doing the same thing. It really isn't necessary on this show to talk the way that he does. Then when he talked about why he was doing this, he brought up his kids, and the only thing I could think was, I hope the people watching this, like most of the people, have no idea who he is. Because for those of us that do, we know Kody doesn't do a lot for his kids.
I want my children to see that I can do the impossible.
Instead of going to Africa for Special Forces to show his kids what he can do, he should try just picking up the phone and calling them on their birthdays. They'd probably be super, super impressed. And if you're thinking, well, this sounds like it really went well for him. I mean, it sort of did on the physical side of it, but he did get yelled at for talking too much, which I thought was kind of funny because that is exactly what I think Kody would get yelled at for. If you made me guess, I'd be like, he probably runs his mouth.
You won. Thank you, Steph. Deep breaths out your belly. Shut the up!
I feel like that man said what so many of us have wanted to say to Kody before. I like to think he was doing it on behalf of all the Sister Wives fans. There's one more thing I want to bring up, and that is when Kody was sitting in the bus or the van talking to Johnny as they were leaving, and it was just an incredibly awkward conversation. I'm going to put the clip in here so you guys can see it. I'm going to stop and start it a bit because if you really are listening, it's just really, really, really awkward. Here it is.
Get a few pants in. That'll get, yeah, there you go. Focus on your breathing.
You know, all I could think when I saw that was that Christine told us he could be great with assisting during childbirth. He was really attentive during labor, and there he is with Johnny helping him breathe.
Focus on your breathing or something special.
Sorry, you guys. I realized I cut off the part that says or something special, so I just decided to replay it again. There's just something so awkward about it. Again, I feel like this is something he probably said during childbirth with one of the wives. Like, focus on the breathing or something special. But it just feels awkward in this situation to me. And he's not done yet. It's just a really awkward conversation. He actually goes further and then uses the phrase, reckon you're calm. And then he says something about loving quarterbacks.
Dude, I hope my total talking wasn't wrecking your calm. You know how I love quarterbacks.
So yeah, Johnny makes a face and he groans, and that is exactly how I felt when Kody said that. I completely understand he was doing it because he was in pain, but I think there was a part of him doing it because Kody was just being really weird. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that episode of Special Forces. I'm looking forward to what other kind of things Kody can come up with. You guys know, if you've been around the channel for a while, I have a theory that Kody practices lines before he goes and does filming. So he probably had all of that stuff prepared before he ever got there. But that is it for me talking about Special Forces. I want to talk about a couple of the teasers that I have viewed over on Instagram, and they've showed up on my Facebook Reels. I guess that's the same thing. I don't know. I just want to talk about some of the promos I have seen for this new season. Let's look at this first one, and what I really want you guys to watch is for Robin when her part comes up.
This season is going to bring the drama.
This season, fans can expect to see a little bit of joy, a little bit of pain, and maybe a little bit of closure.
A lot of surprises.
So far, everyone is happy, but here comes Robin.
A lot of changes and just new beginnings.
Real, honest situations that they're not going to want to tear their eyes away from. It's pretty spicy.
This season, I feel like I'm even stronger.
I find myself more emotionally whole.
And here she comes again, you guys. And the only reason I'm pointing this out, and it's something I point out when she's on the show, she never looks happy. It's incredibly rare that we see Robin happy. I'm like, she couldn't even smile and seem like she was happy to be there during this. If the show bothers her that much, why don't they remove her? There's still a storyline with Kody and the other three wives and all of the kids.
Transformative, I guess maybe just beginning new things.
For those of you that might have missed it, I'm going to actually play that again and just watch her expression. It's so different from everyone else's.
Transformative, I guess maybe just beginning new things.
I can't help but wonder what they had been filming that day, and if that was something that was just so upsetting to her, she couldn't even fake happiness for this. But whatever it was, whatever day it was, everyone else seemed fine. Now, another thing is the picture right here I have on the screen. This is the photo that is being shown at the end of one of the promos, and I can't help it. It just looks so bizarre. First of all, because Kody and Robin being in the front is sort of weird to me, but also Robin's expression, it's not really frowning. It's almost like a little bit of a grin, and I'm not used to it, and it feels weird. It feels really photoshopped. This does not seem like Robin's natural state. And maybe it is. Maybe when they're not filming, she looks happier than normal, but not too happy. It's not a whole smile. This just caught me off guard when I saw it. Anyway, you guys, I am really looking forward to this next season. If someone had asked me last season when I thought this show would end, I would have said, I think they'll do a season 20. I feel like that's a nice round number. If they end here and they have the closure that they're mentioning in these promos, then this would be a good place to end it. But it benefits them all to be on the show. They all need the money, right? Some of the kids need the money. There's a lot more they can do with this if they can get the kids to participate. So we'll have to see if that's an avenue that they're willing to take. You guys can let me know down in the comments what you thought of Special Forces, the promos for this next season, what you think we'll see in season 20 of Sister Wives. If you're watching Seeking Sister Wife, let me know that as well. I do think Garrick could take Kody's place if Sister Wives ends. He has a way of just saying the most ridiculous stuff as well. They really are very similar in some weird ways. Even though Garrick only has one wife at this point, they're two guys who can just make you so angry. Like they just have a way about them. But you let me know in the comments what you think. If you haven't already, click like and subscribe and come back to Happily Ever Reality.